Hello, 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 hello. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Christy B. What's up, what's up, what's up? So I just wanted to stop in and say hello, hello, hello to my, I don't know, what is it, like 13 subscribers on this channel. But we are gonna get our 1,000, right? We gonna get this 1,000 cracking, y'all, because y'all gonna subscribe, you gonna share, you gonna tell everybody about this amazing information that we are talking about over here at Crystal Bush the Actress YouTube channel. So over here at Crystal Bush the Actress, this is all about storytelling. This is all about how we tell our stories and how we live healthfully, live, energetic lifestyles to tell this story. How we maintain our health and our art at the same time. That's what we're talking about. Integrating our health and our art. Hey! So I am Christy B, your vegan actress, okay? And so, some of you may know that what was it? Last year, I actually, it was like 2018. 2018, I decided to live stream. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Live stream? No. 2018, I decided to sit down and write my story. And it was just like a series of events that happened that, made it how it all ended up happening. So, first, I knew I wanted to do a show. And so today, I'll tell you a little bit about my story and then I'll go into some tips about how you can get in the process of writing, producing, directing your own solo show or telling your own story, be it in a book, an ebook, whatever it is that you want to create, something that is maybe a reflection of your life and some things that you have endured in your life and you want to share that message. So that's what Crystal Bush the Actress YouTube channel is about. That's what we will be diving into, okay? So my story came about. Chrissy Meth, A Dance with the Devil and the Journey Back to Self, came about in 2018. In 2018, I was in the Hollywood Fringe festival, and I was friends with a director friend of mine. I live here in Hollywood, and pursue my career as an actor in the entertainment industry. And so, you make a lot of friends in industry, of course. So I have a friend who is a director. She's a writer and a director for TV and film here in Hollywood, and she had wrote a one act with like a female and a male character. And the name of the show was called The 17th Floor. It was in the Hollywood Fringe Festival 2018. And me and another male actor, we did the show. And it was great, and I loved it. And we did in this little black box, and the black box was so small. The black box was literally like a 22 seater, like 22 people. Like what? And I have to say, we barely packed it. I mean, I think we did like one or two times. But anyway, so when I was in the 17th floor, I was like, "Oh my god. Like I can do this. Like I can write something and put it together and be in this little black box. I know it. I know it. I know it." And I know, like me, like a lot of people out there in the world, we are just riddled with self-doubt, low self-esteem, low self-worth, all these things plaguing us, these negative mind thoughts, all these things going on in our hearts and our minds. And it's hard, to focus and create sometimes. and I definitely was stricken with all an array of all of these things, which I will then later on talk about in my show. But so I forgot to tell y'all, today is Kombucha Thursdays, okay? Because we gonna do this chat on Thursdays for Kombucha Thursday. Clank, 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 Kombucha Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? mm, mm. It's hot here in LA right now. Did y'all know it's like 118 degrees a couple of weeks ago? Anyway, it is hot as I don't know what, so I had to take a drink. So we are riddled with all of these negative thoughts and insecurities about ourselves, and these things can be detrimental to your art. If you are you want to be a writer, a singer, a dancer, an actor, all these things, in order to get in front of the stage, get on the stage and stand in front of people watching you, it's really important to learn how to be comfortable in front of people, be comfortable being yourself, be comfortable telling your story. And so I got on the path to writing Chrissy Math, and I just wanted to take a moment to share some thoughts with you. I got my rose gold freedom mastery book here. This book is amazing. I'll do a video about this book another time, but this book is wonderful. It's a manifestation book, they say, and so it's a great book to just go through and put your thoughts down. So today, in terms of getting on the path to dealing with who you are and what you want to do in your life in regards to your art. So the first thing I would say is to start meditating and reflecting about your life and who you are. Start meditating. Start thinking about the things that have happened and transpired in your life. Think about the things that have deeply impacted you in your life. Think about the things, that on a daily basis, when you're running around town, when you're in traffic, when you're standing in line, when you are dealing with someone in a difficult situation, think about these things. Think about, when someone is irritating you and making you angry and upset, why is this happening? What is it? It's a moment to step back and kind of not take yourself so serious, and get out of these moments that drag down your vibration, so to speak. So when you are moving forward in your life and you're thinking about, I would really like to write something. I want to perform something. I want to create something. And when you're really trying to meditate and think about that, you need time for self-reflection and meditation. Highly recommended. Number 2, practice yoga. Yoga is such a wonderful thing. It is the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me in my life. It is the most profound thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I mean, how? Yoga. Who said, God, who said just being in a room, moving your body, and deep breathing in your from your abdominal, deep breathing and bringing and stretching that breath up through the spinal column, up through the crown of your head, and just circulating that breath from the crown chakra to the root chakra, circulating that breath from the crown to the root, from the root to the crown. And you are invigorating your body and your mind. You're cleansing your blood, with this new oxygenated breath So many amazing things can happen just from breathing. Just breathing, just taking a moment to breathe. When a lot of people, if you know my story, when I was in my addiction, coming out of my addiction, going into my recovery process, I used yoga in my recovery process. And I had some very profound moments at that time when I was coming out of this addiction, coming out of cleansing the drugs out of my body. It was a very profound experience. I reached so many levels of intense mental focus. It was a really, truly a beautiful thing. I remember moments of being in yoga and fidgeting and because I'm sweating and it's hot and I'm not used to it and I can't really do the postures and I'm frustrated. And I remember one day, and my wisdom stepped in, that inner higher self wisdom stepped in and was like, where are you going? Where do you have to go? You know? And the response was, there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. All you have to do is be in this room. And at that time, I was practicing Bikram yoga, which is like 110 degrees, 90 minutes in a 110-degree room. And the thought that came was, all you have is this 90 minutes. This is it. Just 90 minutes out of your day that you are replenishing, self-loving, self-caring, and nowadays, there's so many yoga studios all over the country. Some of the most popular that are all over the country, Hot Aid and Core Power. These are various forms of heated yoga. And nowadays they have 1 hour classes on their schedules. Okay, and now with COVID, you can't even go to yoga studio. You can just go log on their websites and have yoga at your house. So you don't have to worry about the heat anymore. You don't have to worry about going and being in a heated room. But I would highly recommend logging onto somebody's yoga and find the beginning. Maybe I will bring someone on my channel to talk about beginning yoga people who've never done yoga before. Or if you've done yoga before, then you understand, there's a lot of people out there, especially right now in COVID, everybody's doing classes online. So that's nothing new. People were doing classes online before COVID. So definitely get yourself in a yoga class at your, in your own leisure, at your own time. It is a wonderful, wonderful stress reliever. I highly recommend taking that moment for yourself. Okay, so moving along, number 4. So you've been meditating, you've been pondering, you've been self-reflecting, you've been yogaing, and now it's time to figure out what you want to talk about, narrow it down. Maybe you will have, let's say you have 10 things. You say, Chrissy B, I got like 10 things I want to talk about. It's like, okay. So you take those 10 things and then you keep meditating and self-reflecting and thinking about what it is you want to say about these 10 things. You may be able to have those 10 things in the final product of whatever it is that you're trying to create. If it's a solo show or a book or something that you are trying to create. So again, figure out what you want to talk about, and then from there, now when you figure out what you want to talk about, I'm going to say right now, for me, I ended up sharing a very deep story about my recovery from being on drugs for an extended amount of time in my life. And that was a very personal and dear story When it happened in reality, I didn't share that story with anyone, you know, at all. I had no desire to. So, um, but I will say, in the time when I decided to do that story, I was quickly advised to do this, and I intuitively knew to do this, and I'm going to share it with you. And that is to make sure that you are mentally and emotionally ready to tell a story that may be still a deep wound within your soul. You know, it's really important. You don't want to be reckless to yourself. It's really important that you take care of yourself, you know, when you decide to tell a story that can be triggering, to a point of creating a reverse negative behavior. Like for me, telling a story about being on drugs, if I was not ready to tell that story, in the process of writing that story and talking about the story, it could have triggered me to go back to using drugs again. So it's really important that whatever story you share, that you feel confident and secure about it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You may not even know that or realize it, because for me, things were happening in the storytelling process when I was writing my story, and I was I was like an emotional wreck, and I had to seek out healing. I worked with a healer, a good friend of mine, and I talked to my spiritual advisor, and I spoke with various friends in my circle who have, those psychological inclinations, different counselors and psychologists and things like that. In the world of YouTube and internet, there's a gazillion people out there that you can reach out to, and whatever your medical insurance. But I would definitely highly recommend that, if you take on something that is a deep wound within your body, something that was very traumatic, something very emotional, something that was deeply, like an old wound, something that happened in your childhood. For me, in Chrissy Meth, I had a block one day in my writing process because I wanted to write about a circumstance that took place when I was bullied, and the whole thing was connecting being bullied as a child, and having this low self esteem and low self worth from being bullied as a child, equating to some of the reasons behind how I ended up on drugs in the first place, right? So when I decided to write that story, I came up against a lot of emotional blocks because I was not ready to tell the world and share with the world the deep dark secret of me being bullied as a kid, severely bullied as a kid, actually violently attacked, almost on a regular basis as a child. So it was a very deep and sad emotional thing that happened, and I wanted to share that part of the story and talk about it. But ultimately, I ended up, I got a healing around what was bothering me and what had transpired when I was in grade school. So funny that, something that impacts you. You're, well, I'm a mature woman, and, I'm over 35 years old, and here I am, crying about something that happened to me, in fourth grade or fifth grade. So, but it is a real thing. It happens to a lot of people. A lot of people carry a lot of pain and trauma in their hearts and in their minds, from things that transpired when they were, before they were 10 years old. So this stuff is real, and it's imperative to deal with this, to really find the courage within your body to say, okay, I want to tell this story. And, these are the things I'm going to do to get support. I'm going to get weekly, energy healing, Reiki healing, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go to my minister or my spiritual organization, and I'm going to talk with someone who can help me. I'm going to go to my local counselor. I'm going to go to my psychiatrist. I'm going to go to, I'm going to take responsibility for my life and who I am and the things that are deeply hurting me and impacting me as an artist, so that I can move forth in my artistry and be the best individual I can be. So self-care and self-love is imperative in this life of pursuing the arts. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. And so now you figured out, a few things. You got your 10 things, you got your 5 things, you got your 2 things, or lucky you got the one thing that you really want to talk about and share about with an audience. And so the next thing you want to do is then just start writing every day a little bit about this subject or all of the subjects. So just start writing every day. Just start writing every day. So, just a quick recap. Number 1, we're going to start meditating and self reflecting. We're going to find us a yoga class, and we're going to get in a yoga class and start deep breathing and getting in our bodies and figuring out what we want and bringing that mind into presence, right? In yoga, they always say, if you are in the past, you're stressed out. If you're in the future, you're anxious. But if you're in the presence, there's happiness, right? In spirituality, people always talk about the middle passage, right? So the middle passage is in the presence, in the present moment. So yoga brings you into the present moment of what is happening in life. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then number 4, figure out what it is that you want to say. And number 5, just start writing every day. Start writing every day. Just start from the top. Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. And just start from the beginning and just start writing out, what had happened. And be honest with yourself. And because a lot of times, if it's something traumatic, we definitely can live, on the Nile, in the land of denial. So try to be as honest with yourself. Maya Angelou used to say, you don't have to tell anybody anything except God, So you don't have to share, when you put it out there in the world, you may modify it a little bit, to protect yourself, then that's okay. Art is art, it's up to the persons. It's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? It's just, whoever interprets what it is that you put out there, it's what you put out there, and it's the intention behind how you put it out there. So, you may not want to tell all the. So for me, when I was talking about the bullying situation, I had a friend of mine who said, why don't you say the result of the bullying, right? Instead of like going on and on into this deep, dark thing inside of me about being bullied. Instead, flip it. Well, what was the result of the bullying? And so one day, if you ever see Chrissy Meth, which is coming up really soon, if you ever get a chance to see my show, you will see how I kind of like flipped it. So instead of going down this road about something very dark and very painful that happened to me, I took the result of what happened and I wrote about that and I shared that with the audience. So it's still my truth, but I didn't have to go into this darkness that was deeply traumatizing. Okay. And so, again, I just want to share with you. I really want this platform I really want my platform, my channel to be like other fellow artistry people who want to get out here and tell their stories and interact and, get in the present moment and talk about, healthy lifestyle, on this channel. Right now, I'm in the middle of a raw food journey. Hey, and I've been raw, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. But I'm in the middle of a raw food journey because now it is time for me to birth something new into my life. And so I am, following my own advice. I'm doing the same thing with you, So I'm in the middle, not in the middle, I just started this week my raw food journey, and I've been cooking and doing all kind of really cool things, and I will be sharing those things with you. So I want this channel to be about people, like-minded people who really are like pursuing their art, pursuing their dream, pursuing that dream book, pursuing that dream singing gig, pursuing that, you want to produce your own one-woman show, or that book, whatever it is that you really want to do, come on over here and hang out with me, Chrissy B, your vegan actress, and we'll get you right. We'll get you right. We'll get you on that path of deep reflection, and that path where you can, soar and really make a difference in your own life and your own creativity. So I just wanted to say hi. This is the beginning. This is the beginning, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So just really quick, I did take on Chrissy Meth again. I just live streamed my show last Saturday, and it was a little weird just because, it was a different platform. I originally performed my show on a full stage, and then now I'm live streaming my show because of COVID. And, we want everyone to be safe, and we don't want people to, worry about being inside of a crowded theater. So, and the other part of that too is helping the theater, because the theaters have completely shut down and they're having to reinvent themselves too. So this is a great way to support live theater, support your other fellow artists. So I'm going to be doing the Black Voices. So I'll talk further about Chrissy Meth and all the adventures of Chrissy Meth. In the meantime, I just want to connect with you. Give me a holler down in the comments if you are an artist and you're struggling with living a healthy lifestyle, or you're struggling with, what it is to pursue in your life. What is your art, and all of those amazing things. So I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will chat another time. It's your girl, Christy B, your vegan actress, integrating healthy lifestyle and artistry. That's right. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.